One common question when we discuss Buddhist metaphysics is, do Buddhists believe in God? And if I'm feeling cheeky, I might respond by asking, which God? Because Buddhists don't just believe in one God, we believe in gods plural. The reason for this being that when we discuss the 6 destinies, or the 6 realms that a human can take rebirth in upon death, 2 of those realms include the demigod realm and the God realm. So we as Buddhists most definitely believe in gods, plural. However, if I'm being honest, generally when people ask me that question, what they're really asking is, do Buddhists believe in a creator deity? Do we believe that there is one entity that created the universe? And by extension, the heavens and the earth. And to this, I have to answer no. Buddhists do not believe in a creator deity. And there are 3 reasons for this. The first one is fairly simple. Something cannot come from nothing. And because something, that is, the universe, exists, the only logical explanation would be that something, the universe, has always existed. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that the universe has always been in the state it is now. It, like us, goes through cycles of death and rebirth. So there were probably iterations of our universe that only lasted a few seconds before collapsing in on themselves. And there were iterations before that were positively bursting with life. Hardly any empty space. And of course, everything in between. Something cannot come from nothing, therefore something has always existed. To believe otherwise is to believe that 1, the universe simply sprang out of nothingness randomly, or that there was a God who created the universe. But believing that a God created the universe gives us a couple problems. First, we have to ask, well, who or what created that God, going back into an infinite regress. Also, we have to ask ourselves, what did that God use to create our universe? If we believe it created something out of nothing, well, then that violates the law we discussed earlier. And if we believe that it created the universe out of something, well, that means the universe was already here, and that deity didn't create it so much as it reshaped it. Now, the second reason that Buddhists do not believe in a creator deity is, well, which one? There are literally hundreds of deities who make the claim to have created the heavens and the earth. There's Yahweh, there's Brahma, there's Ra, Quetzalcoatl. I believe Shiva is also a creator deity. And they can't all be correct. So it's the Buddhist position that they're simply mistaken. They're gods, they're arrogant, they're old. They may honestly believe that they created the universe, but it's highly, highly unlikely. Everyone's origin story can't be correct, and we have no way of determining which one is correct. Is Quetzalcoatl incorrect, or is Ra incorrect? So we just wash our hands of the whole thing. Again, they're gods, they're arrogant, they made a mistake. The third reason that Buddhists do not believe in creator deities is because it's our position that an entity cannot create something outside of its own nature. So for example, an acorn can only give birth to an oak tree. We can't grow tomatoes from an acorn because that's not in accordance with its acorn nature. Similarly, if I put a rooster outside with my hens and they fertilize eggs, those eggs will hatch baby chickens, but they won't hatch baby ducks. Chickens only create more chickens, oak trees only create more oak trees, etc. So if we're talking about an eternal, all-powerful entity, what we would expect is that it would create more eternal, all-powerful entities. To use another example, I can create things with my hands out of wood, the shelves behind me, tables, chairs, etc. But because I am of a nature to be born, to grow old, get sick, and die, anything I create with my hands will also be of a nature to be born, to grow old, to get sick, and to die. So gods can only create other gods, and eternal beings can only create more eternal beings. Anything else would be to suggest that entities can create things outside of their natures, and that's just not something we notice or see when we look at the world. So, for the three reasons I just gave, that something cannot come from nothing, that there are multiple creator deities, so-called, making the same claim, and because entities cannot create something outside of their nature, we as Buddhists believe in gods, but we don't believe in creator gods. Amitabha.